Alcohol consumption can seriously damage your health. FRAG-MENTAL in no way condones the consumption of booze. The spraying of booze, however, well, that's a completely different kettle of fish. Let's get boozy.
Sometimes we just feel like spraying on a bit of Grandpa's old cough medicine. Here's my top 10 list of boozy fragrances. Stay tuned to FM. I really love boozy notes in fragrances. I find they can help round out a scent, they can provide some smoothness, add some depth. Some people are often concerned that boozy notes in fragrances or boozy fragrances can often make them smell like they've been drinking, either drinking on that day or drinking the night before. But to me, that's a completely different scent, that kind of stale booziness that you might get on someone's breath, or you might smell around someone who's just been drinking for a few hours or has been in a pub. It's a totally different type of boozy scent to what you find in fragrances. Boozy notes in scents to me just add a really nice overall quality. All these 10 fragrances are in my collection. Most of them are bottles, there's a couple of samples in there. But all of them I have and wear and really enjoy. So even number 10 is a fantastic fragrance. Let's get into it. Number 10 is a beautiful fragrance from Maison Margiela. It's part of their replica line. Boozy note in this one is rum, and I'm talking about Jazz Club. Other notes in this one include tobacco and vanilla, but what I'd say about this is no one single note seems to stand out above the rest. It's just really smoothly blended. In fact, I would describe this scent as a buttery, smooth blend of all its notes. The rum in this isn't very potent. It's more reminiscent of a smooth rum butter that you might have on a mince pie at Christmas time, and it's just providing a subtle, smooth booziness. It's really versatile as well. It can be worn by anyone at any time for any occasion. Not too bad on price. You can get 100ml for between £70 and £100. So it's smooth, it's sensual, and it's a beauty. Number 9 is from Varvatos. Boozy note in this one again is rum. I'm talking about Dark Rebel. So I've just got my Scentbird decant of this one at the moment, but I'm really enjoying it. Full bottles of this one are really affordable, so once I've used this, which I don't think will take me very long, I probably will end up buying a full bottle as well. So the rum in this is Jamaican rum, then we've got leather, tobacco, vanilla, resinous woods. The opening is dark, deep, rich. Dry down is really nice, but it does lose a little bit of that complexity that it has in its beautiful opening, and it starts to sit a little closer to the skin. So I describe the performance of this one as moderate, but it's still got plenty of charm, plenty of attitude, and in my opinion, perfect for an evening or a formal occasion fragrance. Number 8 is from by Kilian. Boozy note in this one is brandy. The scent is apple brandy. I just have a small sample of this one, but I also have Alexandria Fragrance's Wasted Moment, which is a really nice interpretation. In this we have vanilla, labdanum and cedar, so really simple note list. There aren't any boozy notes listed, there isn't an apple accord listed, but everything combines in this to give you a really big, boozy, appley scent, particularly in the opening. So this has big projection for the first hour. You get all that booze, all that apple, and then as it settles, it becomes a more intimate, resinous vanilla scent, so still really pleasant. But personally, I like to spray this one every 2 or 3 hours just to get those beautiful top notes again. Number 7 is from Mugler. Boozy note in this is malt whiskey. I'm sure you've guessed it, pure malt. Pure malt is of course a flanker to the original Amen. In this we've got some fruity notes, some patchouli, some coffee, whiskey, peat. That Amen DNA is quite loud, but I find it to be really pleasant, really enjoyable, and that added booziness just works really well. This isn't a refined boozy scent. This is fun, maybe even a little juvenile. The scent in my top 3 is certainly more refined than this one, but I still really enjoy wearing this. It's got good performance. I think this would work for anyone of any age, despite it being a more fun and youthful scent. It would work well as a day scent, but I think it would work best as a party or a clubbing scent. I really love pure malt, and for the price, if you love boozy scents, it's worth being in anyone's collection. Number 6 is another from by Kilian. I think Killian quite likes his booze. Boozy note in this one is whiskey and it's single malt. So I have, again, a sample of this one, but I also have the Do It inspiration, which is called Spiritus Dei. In this we have plum, wheat, cedar and vanilla, and when I spray either of these two, it reminds me of that aroma you get when you swill whiskey around in a glass. Really smooth, really beautiful. It's sweet, it's versatile. I'd say the plum note in the Do It is a little stronger and the whiskey accord is a bit stronger, a bit more refined in the Killian, but both are really nice. Number 5 is from Carolina Herrera. Boozy note is whiskey. It's CH Men Privé. As well as the whiskey, it has cardamom, benzoin, leather and tonka. This one is smooth, it's sweet. The opening of this is extremely satisfying and fairly complex as well for a designer. I recently did a video with my sisters where they rated several fragrances and this one came out on top, even beating Aventus. They said it reminded them of a guy that has quite high status, perhaps a CEO of a company, so bold and confident. You're going to get about an hour's projection off this with that beautiful opening, and then it does fade quite quickly. I'd describe the overall performance of this as being about average. The latter stages not quite matching that amazing opening, but it's still extremely satisfying and pretty affordable. Number 4 is from Bentley. Boozy note in this one is rum. It's Bentley For Men Intense. Also in this, there's cinnamon, leather, woods and incense. I'd say this is niche quality, it's fairly complex. The rum is quite a prominent note in this, but the leather and the woods are equally so. It's beautifully blended. The incense is providing it with depth and a muscularity that just makes this a beast mode fragrance. You're going to get 2 to 3 hours projection and then easily 10 hours plus for the overall longevity, all for under £30 for 100ml. So bang for buck, this is probably the best value boozy fragrance currently on the market. Check it out. Number 3 is from Tom Ford. Boozy note in this is whiskey. It's Tobacco Oud. It's a woody spicy composition. Notes include cinnamon, oud and tobacco. This is definitely one of my favourite private blends, probably in my top 3. It's bold, it's smooth, it's complex. I love wearing this in the cooler months or when I'm dressed up smartly. The oud in this is definitely there, but it's never prominent, never skanky. And then you've got the whiskey and the tobacco, which are just balanced in a beautiful, perfect harmony. Number 2 is from Nasomatto. Boozy note is Whiskey. Baraonda. It's also musky and woody. This is a very smooth whiskey accord as opposed to a smoky, more peaty whiskey. I love its assuredness. This is definitely a very refined, grown-up boozy scent. The smoothness in this just seems infinite as the beautiful whiskey accord mixes with sweet, sensual musks. It's not challenging to wear in the slightest and has fantastic performance. Baraonda is exquisite stuff. Number 1 is from the house of Roja Dove. If you're familiar with my tastes and my channel, you probably already know which one this is going to be. The boozy note in this one is cognac. It's Enigma. There's also tobacco, ginger and vanilla. Enigma has so much depth, so much quality, masterful blending from Roja Dove. You can wear this whenever you like, but to me this is a special scent. I like to dress this one up and wear this one for special occasions. It's refined, it's luxurious, it's sophisticated. If you think you like the sound of this one, then I would urge you to try a sample. Definitely don't blind buy. This is an expensive niche fragrance. It may not appeal to everybody, so do try some decants or samples first. That's what I did. I had a few before I finally got the full bottle. This is the Eau de Parfum concentration. I haven't tried the Parfum. I hear it's very good, but it is even more expensive than this. But I love this one. Enigma is my number 1 boozy scent. So these are my boozy choices. Do you own any of these? Let me know what you think of them. Also in the comments down below, let me know if there are any great boozy fragrances that I haven't mentioned here that you think I should add to my collection. I would really appreciate getting that information from you. Thanks for watching everybody. Until next time, keep tuning into FM and keep smelling good. Stay boozy.
Remember folks, spray responsibly.